you know, there are a lot of people in our lives that love coffee, like I do.
Founded in 1927 in Florence, Italy, La Marzocco has nearly a century of experience. Every machine is handcrafted with meticulous attention to detail. It has been said that La Marzocco is the Rolls-Royce of coffee machines.
Thank you for my Christmas present, by the way.
So a lot of people wanted to bring the coffee barista experience at home because they feel that it's it's something, activity that they can share with their loved ones, making their cup of coffee, and then they want as much as possible, as close as to a cafe setting when they drink their coffee at home. So at least they have that certain, experience, or at least bond with their loved ones or with their family. Yeah, so this one is one of the most best for home. So this specific model is called La Marzocco GS3. So there's a 90 on the side, which is the anniversary edition of La Marzocco and their 90th year, which they launched a special edition of this one. It's a very perfect machine because it acts similar to a coffee machine in a smaller scale. So it still has its own boilers for their steam, own boilers for their coffee separately, so at least they can have that ultimate beautiful steaming of milk when they pour their latte.
So why would someone buy this kind of machine? I mean, because it's not cheap. How much are we talking about with this kind of machine?
So this one is around 450,000 to 500.
Oh, that's so cheap.
It depends on the modification.
Can you make it a little bit more expensive?
So I feel it is very expensive, but it is the top of the line already. So if you do buy it for your home, there's no upgrading anymore. So this is the ultimate experience, ultimate machine, best quality that you can get, and recreating an exceptional cup of coffee. So it means that you can keep this machine for over 20 years and it still would work perfectly fine. So all the internals are stainless steel, which would last you a lifetime.
And it's so fancy also, it's wood, and
it's
so
very
beautifully
beautiful,
made.
So it's an art piece. A lot of people makes this their centerpiece in their clean kitchen at home. When they have an expensive kitchen, they would want to have a beautiful coffee machine like this because it is a conversational starter. And definitely when they see this machine, anyone from your guests to your family to your friends would definitely want a cup of coffee from it.
Yes. Who would you give this machine to, besides myself?
I feel, to be honest, so my mom bought a machine already, maybe I would say 8-10 years ago. So I feel the people that are in their 40s and their 50s that can already spend more time at home because work is already very efficient. They can work less hours now. They want to spend time more with family. I would say in that age bracket, from 35 to 50, would definitely appreciate something like this. Because they have more time at home. They can have coffee first before they go to work. They can spend 1-2 hours with their loved one. So I still, when I'm at my mom's house, we still enjoy a cup of coffee from our coffee machine, which she bought 10 years ago. So the other machine, the Linea Mini, is our entry-level price point. So it's around 300-something thousand. So that one you could not change the temperature so much. It's an on and off kind of machine. It still creates a perfect cup of coffee, a perfect cup of espresso, but without having so much functions and fuss about it. So if you are, I would say, in the younger 25 to 30, where you're still rushing to go to work, but you want a great cup of coffee because you got used to good stuff, then that's a better machine for you because it's more affordable and less controls. So it's you grind the coffee, you extract it, it's on and it's off and it's done.
Yeah, and it's so cute. It's like, it's very retro.
In this time around, especially in the Philippines, where during pandemic, a lot of people were stuck at home, a lot of people learned actually how to make a great cup of coffee. So I would say even your friends, when they're with you, and the people that also probably has a La Marzocco or other espresso machines, it's more of a gathering and sharing your experiences to be able to, experience and, enjoy it. Similar with cars, I would say.
I like that idea though, because you're not just buying a machine or gifting a machine. You're also it's like giving that time.
Definitely.
It's more of like the time that you get to spend with your loved ones or people closest to you is what,
Yeah.
it's like you're investing on the quality of time that you're spending with people.
Correct. I would say the bonding
Yes.
experience. You know how like a lot of people, especially in the Philippines, they treat coffee shops as a meeting place where they stay 2-3 hours with whoever they're with.
Yeah.
So it's building that kind of experience in a home setting where now a lot of people actually enjoy being at home because of the pandemic.
Yes.
So I would say this is one great activity at home. So a lot of people already now are trying to look of things to what to do,
Yes.
where they watched all the Netflix shows already.
Yes.
So I would say that this is a great experience.
Owning a La Marzocco feels like an Italian barista living in your kitchen, minus the accent, but with all the flair. Just don't blame us if you suddenly start hosting espresso parties.
Okay, if we're doing 20 years, if you drink how many cups of coffee a day, are you going to get your return on investment
I would say
before the 20
I would say
years?
if you drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee
Yeah.
every day, probably in 5 years you ROI the machine already because 1 cup of coffee now is almost
Yes.
200 pesos.
Yes.
So yeah,
There you
definitely
go.
in less than 5 years.
Cheap.
Yeah.